Industrial Revolution, the New Evolution, Government Edition by Andrew A., Andrew L., Hubert, Kristen, Dylan, and Michael.
One of the most major changes in our country due to the Industrial Revolution was because of the economy. Because before the Industrial Revolution had begun, especially lower class citizens in America were very self-sufficient, meaning that they made their own food and their own clothing with like the small farms they all owned, while middle class Americans, which consisted of businessmen and businesswomen, earned money and also knew how to be self-sufficient. And the upper class consisted of CEOs and people who owned different companies, and everybody basically knew how to be self-sufficient, meaning self-sufficient. So and the lower class citizens at this time were actually in poverty. But middle class consisted of businessmen and businesswomen, and who earned money and knew how to be self-sufficient, and upper class consisted of CEOs who also knew how to be self-sufficient. But the lower class citizens were in poverty, and they never had the opportunity to earn money because they were always making just enough food for them and their families to survive. Once the Industrial Revolution started, these lower class citizens didn't need to be self-sufficient anymore, and they could just depend on whatever the government provided, which they did do. And middle class and upper class just continued what they were doing, and they started gaining more power. And the government was doing very well because they made a big profit. Economy was doing really well, and as we further progressed into the Industrial Revolution, the resources used to make the items the government provided became scarce. So the government raised prices on these items so that they could find enough money to get the resources to make the items over and over again. And so the lower class citizens couldn't afford this because they were actually in poverty the whole time. But middle class and upper class were the only ones who could buy these items and afford them. And so the lower class citizens suffered, and they had to work in factories for under $1 sometimes. And the economy didn't do well at that time because nobody was buying these. Like, there was not a big population of middle class and upper class citizens, more of a population for the lower class. So nobody was really buying this, so they didn't get enough money to get resources. And so then the economy struggled so much that it led to the Great Depression, showing that the economy, Americans, and the government went through huge differences during the Industrial Revolution.
Child labor and public education. Child labor is terrible, and the Industrial Revolution stopped it. Children that were working were usually poor. Their families depended on them from their wages from the workers. As little as adults, many children made less. So, a factory owner could just hire more children instead of adults, and this will continue until basically they had many factories. How much do you think children made? Tommy?
2 cents?
About. What did the government do for child labor? They made a law called the Standards Act. It gives restrictions on the hour of work in occupations under 16. This law also declared jobs that were too dangerous, such as coal miners or sewing machines. jobs that most of the time children had, and most families couldn't afford private schools. Public education creates more jobs for people. For example, the jobs were teachers, janitors, lunch founders, etc.
During the Industrial Revolution, which was from about 1760 to a period between 1820 to 1840, many factories were created. In these factories were factory workers, but the workers didn't really have a choice, and they're stuck in factories. Even though the conditions were very poor, the factories were dangerous. There were no safe working environments. The shifts were very long. The pay was unfair, and you could get hurt, maimed, or killed. So, the OSH Act of 1970, or the Occupational Safety and Health Act, was passed in 1970, and this kept workers from being hurt, maimed, or killed. So even though it wasn't very, it was, it wasn't very, like, even though the conditions were poor, weren't paid a lot, and all those cons, there were some pros. Many people were hired to work in these factories because back then many jobs were not hired, were not provided for women. But during the Industrial Revolution, many jobs were created where women could work. So many more people got jobs, and people were satisfied with the little they had from their factory jobs.
Working unions were made because many workers, like the one in the picture, they were like mad of what they had from their bosses. Anyway, the working union, they aimed for many goals to achieve, such as what their bosses didn't give them. For example, good working conditions and more pay, and they wanted more. They wanted more of everything that was needed for their family. To do some of the goals, they threw riots on the street, which were usually holding up signs or fighting, and other workers would not work until they succeeded what they wanted, and just like I was saying in the working union, the first part, they did that. They held signs. Some children were working, so just like the child labor slide said, the Standards Act was passed, and that led children under 16 not work, and that was another goal they were trying to achieve.
Before the Industrial Revolution, most of, land was made up of farms. Some could be big, some would be not as big. There were no such thing as machines, no such thing as factories, no such thing as a steam engine. So people didn't really mass produce anything. Everything was made by individual artisans. So if you wanted something, you had to either one, make it yourself, or two, wait for your neighbor or close friend to make it. If you didn't have a farm, you were practically hopeless because the economy wasn't very developed, so you couldn't really, because the economy didn't have stuff like stocks and, nothing kept track of it. It was a very, well, in our terms, primitive economy based on buying and selling from your neighbors through a currency system. Everything, well, as I said before, everything was made by hand, individual artisans. Yeah, that's it.
So there were a lot of positive and negative effects from the Industrial Revolution, such as nowadays, in the present, people, some people they think that the government has too much power, and some people they want the government to go bigger, which is the Republican and Democrat. But back in the Industrial Revolution, when the government just started to help the people, they made a tariff policy where people they weren't able, they had bad working conditions, so they made the tariff policy, so the government started taking some act within helping people, and they entered the market, so that's how we have that's how we have our economy now. And so the Industrial Revolution, I think it helped us, but I think it also made some negative effects. So we couldn't have done anything without these sites that have helped us a lot. And so we're very thankful for